Hello again, everyone. Today we have a tuned version of the Fast and Furious Toyota Supra. Here's some images of the real car from the movie. Uh, yeah, so it's a 1994 Supra according to Hot Wheels. I don't really even know. I just think I like the movie. And this is tune number 3 of 5 of the 2023 season of Hot Wheels. Okay. Seems they're expensive where I live. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll try to just compare to some photos. It's definitely so tuned, it's making me laugh. Like, the cockpit is taller than the body of the car. Like, this window is taller than the door and the whole lower valance there. Let's see about this one. This is before it got the graphics, I guess. And the hood matches up. This is supposed to be like a Bomex body kit. And these 5 spokes are racing carts. I don't know what's going on here. The story is this car actually belonged to someone that worked on the movie, and then it was yellow originally, and then it sold later on at Barrett Jackson, I think for like 180K or something. Correct me if I'm wrong though. There it is, obviously with some other cars. What is that thing? Is that 3000? No, that's an RX-7, isn't it? Boy, that's probably the ugliest RX-7 I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this stock one is so much better looking. Okay, well. Let's see what Hot Wheels did here on this little guy. Well, it's got the super tiny wheels. The immediate impression is this orange body where they're saving on the plastic, the metal I mean. See how here it's just not even remotely the same orange. So that's kind of weak. You know, ideally this whole thing would be metal. Or the whole thing would be plastic and painted, because then the orange would be consistent. I'm okay with plastic sorry, I had a cough there, I had to pause. Yeah, I'm okay with plastic models. It's just that not raw plastic like this, where light's shining through it. You know, maybe this whole thing, but then it wouldn't be child-proof. So yeah, for Hot Wheels, I really wish this whole thing was metal. It just doesn't look nice. Anyways, this graphic, it's weird. I don't know, what is that? A Spartan throwing a spear or something? I'm not even sure what this graphic means. Please leave a comment. I'm sure someone must know, and I'm sure others would be interested to know. Anyways, we got the chromed, nice round exhaust tip with a little depression. That must be part of the interior piece, I imagine. Unfortunately, no paint back here. But I'm assuming, you know, this model, eventually they'll come out with another version where it's all painted. Maybe it's part of like a Fast and Furious set or something. Yeah, no additional paint here. So yeah, the silver intercooler though looks pretty good. And then at least they got this thing done. I mean, these headlights, I could never paint those. So it's cool that they do this like printing that makes it look three-dimensional. Toyota badge looks good. There's some black in these vent areas. Looks pretty nice. There's physical ribbing here in front of the windshield. And then here, it's interesting, the plastic has a molding of a sandy finish, so it looks like a one of those vinyl stickers that blocks the light. What do they call it? I don't even know, like a sunscreen or something. And then you can see right through here, nice chrome racing seats here. Now, this has a window on this side, but not on this side. I'm a little curious why they do that. They did that on the Charger as well. Why wouldn't they just not have windows on both sides, or have windows on both sides? Strange. Okay, the top of the wing, it's, you know, got some curvature. It's, I guess it's as good as one could expect Hot Wheels to do, a cartoon version of a Supra. It's really interesting. It's just so weird in its proportions. Alright, well, I gotta 3D print up some of those racing car wheels, so hold on. So the wheels are called Racing Kart Tuner M5s, and yeah, I just added the brakes as part of the wheel itself. The tires are separate pieces though. And then just add some black paint in the vents there and there. The taillights are really hard because the recess isn't very deep, so they're not really good. And I didn't even bother with the third brake light. I don't know if I'm going to put a license plate on this. Maybe I will. And then a little black paint here in the exhaust tip. So that's it. Pretty easy. let's look at a few other cartoonish cars. By the way, this car sold at auction for over $500,000 back in 2021 at Barrett Jackson. Alright, well, Choroq makes a Supra. This one has Hot Wheels wheels on it that I painted this blue. This is some sort of safety pace car or something like that. So it's definitely different in its deformation. Hot Wheels also did a different cartoonish one called the Fatbacks, although I swapped out the wheels to, I forget what these are called. Volk? I don't know. Anyways, there's a video on that one somewhere. So obviously that's a whole different type of deformation there. Oh, stop rolling. And then they did two of these Volkswagens. I left this one pretty much stock. This Volkswagen Golf or Rabbit, depending on where you're from. I just painted the taillights, and I did add a license plate to that one. And I think one of my first Hot Wheels tuned vehicles was the Beetle, but I made my own paddle wheels and put a V8 engine in the back, just because you have to have that kind of stuff. Alright, so that's those guys. But really, it's for this video, Dom's Charger is what you want. And I already, reviewed this one and 3D printed my own accurate wheels for that car in the movie. Alright, let's get these are totally different in their deformation. So I really like these things. And the Porsche 911's coming out later this year. I'm looking forward to getting that thing. And I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. Hot Wheels, keep it up, man. I'm buying less of your realistic looking vehicles, but if you make a bunch of these, of the most popular cars, I will definitely buy them. The question is, after the Porsche, what would be next? You've done the Silverado. Oh, sorry, I didn't bring that out, but yeah, it'd be maybe some of you commenters leave a comment what you think they should do as far as tuning a car out next. I kind of feel like it works well for cars with high roof lines, so it doesn't work so well with like hypercars, like a Lambo. It's so low to the ground, it would be hard. Maybe it would work because no one expects the roof of a Lambo to be super high. That's just that truck of theirs. But it seems like maybe cars from the 1990s and previous, where you actually had a decent amount of side glass, lends itself pretty well to this kind of deformation. So I kind of feel like classic cars would be cool. Maybe like an old Mercedes would be nice, like the 1970s Mercedes, or an 80s one, the one with the two round headlights. Whether it's an S-Class or an E-Class, I don't know. Alright guys, well, I'll see you in the next tuned video, so tuning out.